everyone. Welcome to Walking the Path. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful and thankful that you are here and that I'm here and that some of us are queer. I don't know where that's coming from. Happy day. So grateful, so grateful, so grateful. So here it is, Thursday, our appointed time for Walking the Path. And I love it when you all share with me what your thoughts are and what's up for you. What's been up for me this week is a deeper understanding of the deeply ingrained need for external validation, you know? So, hi, everybody. I'm so grateful that you're joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to talk really briefly about rhythmia because this podcast, this Facebook Live, Instagram Live, YouTube Live is all through the auspices of rhythmia. So, I want to just say really quickly, I love you, rhythmia. I love Jerry. I'm so grateful for rhythmia and all the healing. This week, we have 80 something guests on property. Taita Juanito, Shendo is there. And amazing, just so powerful. What I love about when Taita is on property is you get to experience what it really means to be in the presence of a very holy person. You know, like if the Dalai Lama walked in the room, you'd feel a difference. There's a story in the Bible about a man standing next to Jesus. And just by being near Jesus, the guy exclaims, I believe, like just being near someone who's, so connected. He goes, I believe. And then the next thing he says is, heal thou my disbelief. Right. So the old thought patterns come back, but you get this sense of like just being near someone that's so deep in their practice, so devoted, so reverent, that truth that they hold rubs off on us. That's amazing. That's what it's like when Taita Juanito is on property at Rhythmia. So super grateful that he's there. And I want to invite you all to take a look. Take a look at the number, wherever it is there, if you have any questions about Rhythmia. Now, external validation. Woo-wee! Let me tell you. Boy, that's a one, ain't it? For me, it is. I've been working with that for a long time. There's a spiritual principle that says God is my source and supply, right? God is my source and supply. I need, I might get a paycheck from a company, but God is my source and supply. So this principle of our connectedness with the source always already means that we're whole, perfect, and complete no matter what. But what happens when those feelings of being less than whole, perfect, and complete come up, right? And typically for me, those feelings are triggered when something isn't smooth in my environment, in my relationships. I've had, Paula goes, peace teachings. Thank you, Pau. She goes, I've been working on that one for a long time. I've had several things come up in my life this last week, a couple weeks, where relationships have been, there's been miscommunication and there's been upset. There's been a wobble in the field of the relationship. And when that comes back, when it's like, ooh, so-and-so's upset, or this isn't, it's not like warm and fuzzy like it used to be, I notice that I get so sad, so hurt, right? I really take it personally. And what is that from? Well, it's because there's some link, for me at least, there's some link to being externally validated. And when the person I'm in relationship with is feeding back to me good stuff, then it's okay. When they're not feeding back to me good stuff, then it's not okay, right? Even though I know the truth. Like sometimes there's always, whenever there's an interaction with two people, there's always something for me to look at, right? It's always here. It's always, my growth is here. It doesn't mean that the other person isn't difficult or isn't whatever. Doesn't mean that that's not, that they're perfect and you're not. Doesn't mean that I'm wrong and they're right. No, it means both of us have something to look at. It takes two to tango, right? So what is it for me to look at? And for me, what there is to look at right now is, especially in relationships, and I wanted to share this with you and see if any of you are feeling the same way. Betta says, feeling of rejection, belonging. It's what is showing up for me recently. Thank you. Yeah, Betta, right? That thing, that's one of the core woundings, that I don't belong. I don't belong, and I'm separate, right? And so what I've been noticing is the need to please and make sure that everything's okay so that I get my needs met, right? Hey, Kevin, good to see you, brother. Diego, Kulzia, welcome. I'm excited that you'll be there in January, Kulzia. So this like, when the feedback loop isn't warm and fuzzy, I get sad, I get hurt, I get discombobulated, like I can't focus, I can't place my attention, I start ruminating, I start thinking about it. That's all I'm thinking about. So a couple of things we can do when that happens. We've talked about the golden key, that the golden key to any problem, this is from Emmett Fox in a pamphlet called The Golden Key that was written in the early 1900s, maybe 1920, I think. He said, the golden key to solving any problem is to stop thinking about the problem and to start thinking about God, right? Stop thinking about the problem, start thinking about abundance, about gratitude, about joy, about bliss. Start thinking about the truth, that there's something intelligent all around us and in us, and that intelligence knows the way to fulfillment. It knows the way to fulfillment for the plants that are photosynthesizing. It knows the way to fulfillment for the planet, which is spinning without our compulsion right now. It knows the way to fulfillment for the mitochondria of my cells, which are processing the food that I ate and turning it into energy and bone and skin, and it's turning the invisible into the visible. This is the source. So we turn towards the source. Our external validation is a wonderful, rich, juicy moment to turn back into within, because there is no God outside of us. God is within. We are one with that. We are one with that. Thank you, Paula. I love you so much. The golden key, right? So the other piece is this deeper realization. We are perfect, whole, and complete no matter what the circumstance, no matter the appearance. So I'd love to invite, I'm going to keep talking about this, but anybody from any of the, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, any area, if you have a question, something's coming up for you, we can process it through spiritual principle. Go ahead and type it in the chat. But in the meantime, I'll keep talking. So this truth, perfect, whole, and complete no matter what does that mean? Well, I don't feel perfect, whole, and complete when I am out of alignment, or when I do something that is out of integrity, or when I'm getting feedback, whether I'm in integrity or not, I'm getting feedback from someone that's blaming me, right? Do I accept that blame? This idea, the reminder, the remembrance, I'm perfect, whole, and complete no matter what. What does that mean? It means that there's an essence of pure, unexpressed spirit at the center of your being. Pure, unexpressed spirit at the center of my being. That which is true, that which is real, that which is enduring, that which is unchanging, is the truth of who we are. That which is true, that which is real, that which is unchanging. You might say, I don't know that that's the truth of me. Well, I'll ask you this question. Do you remember looking in the mirror when you were 10? What about seeing yourself in the mirror when you were 20? What about seeing yourself in the mirror last week? Were those 3, 10, 20, and last week, was this visage different? Yeah, radically different from 10 to last week, right? But you were always the same you, looking out through those eyes at that image. Something was being reflected back to you, but you were looking out through your consciousness. So there's something about you that is not attached to the body, that's not attached to the external appearance. So we can say there's something true and enduring about us, something that's unchanging within us, even though the outside changes. So we can know then, they can take this as a leap. We can make that mental leap now and say, oh, I'm not my body. I'm not my thoughts. I'm not my opinions. I'm not my judgments. I'm not my points of view. I'm not my perspectives. I have all of those things, but I'm none of those things. You are pure, unexpressed spirit, seeking to express. Sometimes it gets a little challenging for spirit to express. Even the presence of God must wait on our acceptance. Even the presence of God must wait on our acceptance. We must accept this truth for it to be revealed. So we accept all this other stuff, all these limiting thoughts, beliefs, opinions, points of view, perspectives, stories, cultural narratives, things from the noosphere, things from the collective conscious, things from the collective unconscious, things from the race consciousness, things that we collect from church, from state, from family, all these stories, they glom onto us and they cover up the essential truth of who we were when we were little. Just perfect, loving. I could be mad and then I'm happy, like kids, childlike, curious, wonder and awe. That's who we are, always. And it gets covered up over time. We call it the grit and grime of the journey. And the metaphor is that of a block of concrete or a block of marble, right? Michelangelo said he never designed a statue. He just removed what the statue wasn't, what wasn't part of it. He just removed what it's not. That's what we get to do. We get to remove what we're not. How do we become more of what we already are? By becoming less of what we're not. That's how we do it. So, external validation, realizing that my source and supply is an eternal fountain of love, beauty, intelligence, abundance, prosperity, creativity, joy, right action, all of the qualities of God. Made in the image and likeness, we contain all the qualities and all the faculties, all the qualities and all the quantities of the divine. So now I can say I'm sourced and supplied by something that's eternal, that's within me. And anything that's unlike that is free to be released. It's free to be released. We're going to continue with the block of marble metaphor and the statue. So a great story of two blocks of marble. And one of the blocks of marble, they both come from the quarry, and the sculptor comes and says, I'm a sculptor, I'm gonna carve you. And he goes up to the first block and he starts chipping, and she says, oh, ouch, I don't like what you're doing, that hurts me. And he goes, oh, okay, well, I'm a sculptor, and this is what we do. We carve, and I use these tools. And she goes, well, I don't like it. And he goes, well, let me try over here. Maybe it won't hurt so much over here. So she tries over here. Ow, 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 ow. I don't like what you're doing. Look, it's painful, and I don't like it, and I don't trust you. He says, well, you got to trust me. I promise you, I make beautiful statues, and you'll get used to it. It'll get better. Trust me. Okay. So he tries over here. Ding, 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 ding. She goes, I just don't like this. I can't do it. I'm uncomfortable. Okay. He goes to the next block of marble. He starts chipping away at her. She goes, ooh, ouch, that hurts. What are you doing? He goes, I'm a sculptor. I'm here to sculpt you. I'm going to turn you into a beautiful statue. She goes, I don't know. You've done a lot. He goes, yeah, trust me. You're going to love. It's going to get easier. It's not going to hurt so much. In fact, you're going to become this beautiful, beautiful statue, and people are going to love you. They're going to come from miles around. Okay, all right, I'll trust you. So he starts, and she's still uncomfortable, and little by little it gets more comfortable, more at ease. She gets more familiar with it. It's like when you work out, right? You go work out, and the first day you're like, ow, everything hurts. But if you just stopped, it would just keep hurting, and then it would go away. But if you keep working out, it doesn't hurt so much after a while, right? You get used to it. Same thing. So statue gets used to it, and she gets carved into the most beautiful, divine statue. And it's so beautiful that people are coming from all over to see her. And there's so many people that the people in back can't see the statue because there's such a big crowd. So the sculptor takes the other statue that didn't want to be carved and lays her down and on the floor so people can step on her and get a better view of the other statue. Well, the one that's on the floor, she's like, what the hell? Why am I the statue that always gets stepped on? Huh? Why are people stepping on me? We come from the same quarry. She's no better than me. I'm just as good as her. And the sculptor says, you didn't trust me. So external validation, source and supply, trust. We must realize that no matter what's happening, whether the feedback is negative, whether it feels yucky, whether it doesn't feel great, whatever we're going through, we're growing through. And we must trust the great sculptor, that all of these events in life are carving us into the most beautiful expression of who we are, because anything from the outside that's triggering us is an opportunity to heal an older wound. Anything from the outside that rubs up against us is an opportunity to go deeper within and see the core wounding that's associated with that so that we can heal it and release it. and be carved into the most beautiful, beautiful statue. Paula, I trust spirit to carve me. Yes. So we're just going to know this truth now that we're all being carved. We're all being made. We're all being made in the most beautiful expression of who we are, who we already are. We're perfect, whole, and complete no matter what. It's all the stuff on the outside that's getting chipped away. That stuff isn't us. It's getting chipped away. So I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful to be able to share this with you. I love being able to share what I'm going through each week, what I'm growing through each week. And each of you are so important in that process. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing this with other folks. I'm sending you many blessings. If you're interested, follow me on Instagram or Facebook, and John Jacob Mubarak. And let's keep in touch. Sending so much love, so many blessings, knowing that you are eternally carved into the truth of the divinity that you are. And so it is. Peace and richest blessings. Thank you so much.